my torch! Oh, reload. Hey, look at that, you clicked onto the video. Before the video plays, disclaimer, I was not paid for this video. Yes, this is a collaboration and not a sponsorship. They actually offered me a sponsorship at first, with the incentive of getting some discounts on the PTS Steel Shop site. While I am broke, I still don't want my opinion bought by Big Airsoft, so I gave them a counteroffer. I will be doing all this with no compensation. So I asked to borrow the OZ9 from them for around like 1 month to 2 months time, and I'll be doing some games here and there, joining some matches, or just doing some range time on my own to actually get the feel of the gun by myself. PTS agreed to my terms, and they sent me a test model of the gun. So this OZ9 specifically they gave me is the model that they use to test their replacement parts and upgrade parts with. And if you are on the verge of getting the OZ9 for yourself, stick till the end to learn about how you can get a free magazine with your next OZ9 purchase. Okay, that's a lot of talking. Up next, gameplay. Too greedy. Got too greedy, bro. 我真係冇中，我真係冇中聲。哦 ，OK，OK，OK。Say, hit. Oh, does it sound good? Can you hear my silky, smooth voice?
Yes.
Yeah, you like that? I just did the gameplay video. I just showed you guys the gameplay video, and I got some notes here. I want to talk to you guys, and I don't want to just do the talking like sitting behind a table. So I have the gun here. I loaded some magazines, and I'm ready to talk about it. Oh my god, a bunch of scratches. Will PTS get mad at me? Okay, well, too late. I'm gonna talk about the good stuff and some of the bad stuff. Well, not really, but some of the features I like and some of the features I don't really care about or reacting to a little bit negatively. So luckily, all the good stuff are on top, so I'll start from top to bottom, not tip to bottom. So top to bottom. First of all, when I first got the gun, the rear sight is actually loose. So in the gameplay video, the rear sight was like shaking left to right a little bit, so a little bit of movement there. I just simply got some blue thread lock. I unscrewed it, thread locked it, put it back. No problem now. So it hasn't been shaking for now, and it's been doing fine. And this model is actually the standard elite model, and this is also a test one that PTS gave me as well. And the barrel, when they first gave the gun to me, turns out the barrel was slightly tilting to the left. So in the gameplay video you guys have seen, I have to actually actively aim a little bit more to the side to, aim intentionally to the right so the gun is shooting straight. You can still see with that barrel, I can still like shoot accurately as long as I know where to aim for. So the gun is actually fine. Afterwards, I told them that I told my informant about this situation, and he sent me a new barrel, which is nice, and it's been shooting straight now. Let me demonstrate by shooting a couple of shots. Yeah, shooting fine. Now it should be all fixed, so this should be how the gun should feel stock when you first got it. So I should stop saying so. I say so a lot. Talking about some of the features I like. So I said so again. Fuck. Let's talk about some of the stuff I like. The armor cut. I think this is pretty good, especially for a gun this price. I think this OZ9 from PTS is actually 1.7K Hong Kong dollars, by the way, not USD. For armor cut slides, when I first started playing Airsoft, I remember I was looking for this one slide, which is the ZEV Dragonfly. The reason why I want it is because Lucas Botkin had one on his old Glock 17 Gen 3. So one of his like main competition style guns, which is like really cool, like slide cut and stuff like that. Same, made by ZEV. And PTS also has one back then on their site. That slide is like $2,000, but it's more expensive than this gun right here. So with this package, it comes with an armor cut. I think it's already a pretty good steal. Due to the cut, they have to redesign the BBU, which they did a really good job in, I think, because the blowback is actually still pretty high, pretty good blowback. Oh, empty. I often compare this to my Marui Gen 5, so what I have right here, the recoil feels like stronger because the entire gun is basically plastic, but the blowback unit is like a bigger capacity. So it feels like there's a lot more kick than this. But the reason why this is not kicking as much is because the entire basically trigger unit, it's like a whole like P320, P320. Not a good time to bring that up, but it's basically like a P320 trigger unit, trigger housing, and it's full metal. And you can see some of the parts here at the front where the metal is showing up. The whole trigger unit makes the gun feels heavier. So when I first got the gun, I handed it to some of my friends, and they uses like a variety of different brand Glocks, so like JHKs and DFCs. They also think like this Glock is way more heavier for compared to what they used to. And I didn't really notice. I just thought the Marui, I just got used to the Marui being like all light. So when I got this, I feel like, oh, maybe this is how it should feel like. You do feel a little bit more weight on top of it. So it actually brings some of the recoil down when you're trying to shoot it. So if you're looking for like a competition style gun, this is actually, I would say I do recommend it. And I do have some friends that uses this for competition use. Aside from that, let's see, what else? Aside from the RMR and the redesigned BBU, they also have a threaded barrel. And the threaded barrel, the threaded barrel is a really good thing because I tried putting a Omega 9K suppressor on it. That one's made by like RGW. And then I didn't put the tracer on it, but it can still go through a mag. It didn't really lock back, but it can still go through a mag with that heavy suppressor at the front. That means you could put a tiny little dinky tracer unit at the front and it can still run fine. I believe that's how most people will try to use suppressors, our main concern, right? If you like using tracer units on your Glock, I think this barrel or this setup is actually pretty good because of the heavier recoil spring on the OZ9 as well. So it can actually push through on some of those rounds. If you have tried putting suppressor on Glocks with a tilting barrel, any pistol with a tilting barrel, you know that it's sometimes pretty hard to push through, especially with the RMR cut slide, but this one pushed through just fine. So this is another good thing. Now, after all the good stuff, I'm going to talk about some of the other features that I don't particularly like, or to be honest, I don't really care about. So the lower frame, I'll start with the trigger. So the trigger has 4 stages. So the take up, the wall, some of the creep, and break. If it's a good trigger, it shouldn't have any kind of creep, okay? So the wall, just like a normal standard Glock, wall, very defined wall, and then I'll slowly pull the trigger back. Slight bit of creep, not that much, but it's very minor, very minor. Yep. Oh no, never mind. Yep. If you pull the trigger slowly, you definitely feel it. But that actually throws me off, combined with the trigger placement. So this is a flat trigger, and also it's placed a little bit farther at the front compared to the Gen 5 Marui I'm used to. When I first started shooting it with the flat trigger, I actually find myself shooting a little bit to the left, even with the barrel swap. So even with the fixed barrel problem. And it's because my finger places on the wall, and when it breaks, I actually gave it a little bit more force since I'm used to the trigger being a little bit further back. But minor issue, I basically shot a couple more rounds with it, and I just got used to it. So the trigger was a slight hurdle for me to get used to, but I just got used to it after a couple more rounds or magazines, and then know where my finger should place, and that fixed it. And aside from the trigger, the grip is actually different from a Glock, like a stock Glock as well. The grip is more of like a straighter, sort of like 1911, 2011 style. I know that's very desirable because it's more ergonomic due to the fact that I'm used to stock grips. It actually took me some time to get used to this type of grip style, magazine compatibility. So if I have here, this is the stock, the PTS Glock magazine. This one drops free, no problem. It does have slight overgassing issues. So if you put a little bit more gas into it, it does blow out a bunch of gas. Unlike Marui magazines that I'm used to. I tried using Marui magazines into this, which it shoots if there's no problem. So, no problem, as you can see, but when I try to drop the magazine, it does have a little bit of hang up. I have footage of the magazine getting hung up in the grip. Not that big of a deal, but it will do something similar to this. So, I feel like I just have to mention it. One last feature I want to talk about, one last one. So the trigger unit is the one big selling point for this gun. That means basically it gives you a bunch of modularity, since you can change grips, you can change slides, you can change different triggers or stuff like that. But at the moment, for the Airsoft model, the grip only has a couple of different colors, but the same texture. You don't have any stippling, you don't have any patterns, any other patterns, or even getting from the realistic real steel model compared to the real model, where they have aluminum grips with tungsten add-ons at the back to make it feel heavier, and different slides like the I think it's called the XCOM. Basically the one with the ported barrels and that completely different uppers and different size grip length and stuff like that. Airsoft currently don't have any of those options for you. I'm sure they potentially will do something with it. I asked my informant about future developments of the OZ9, and he basically told me that he don't know. Everything is unclear at the moment. He told me something about magwells and longer slides maybe. Not sure, unconfirmed. Okay, you don't hear this from me. I'm sure it is kind of sad without seeing the full potential of the OZ9. But I still think with this price tag, so around 1.7K Hong Kong dollars, it's pretty good with the whole package. So armor, cut slide, threaded barrel, full metal slide, and basically all the mag compatibility you need. So the VFC, Marui style, Pro Win magazine doesn't work on this. By the way, Pro Win magazine does not work. If I have a friend who's looking for RMR like cut slide Glock, or when they first get into using Glocks, I would recommend this one, not gonna lie. With the whole package you're getting, compared to like Marui I think is costing 1.1 to 1.2K Hong Kong dollars. I think VFC is also similar pricing on that. But this one basically gives you all the slide cuts and stuff like that. So it's a pretty good steal. Yeah, I'll definitely get it. If I have the money, and if PTS will let me keep it, but you know, the agreement is I'll give this back. So very sad, but I enjoyed the time I had with this. So that's basically it. That's basically all the stuff I want to talk about this. See if I have any more. Oh no. See if I have any more magazines. So those are my thoughts on the ZEV OZ9. And if you are interested in getting your own, click the link in my description. Pick your own style of OZ9, and then add one more magazine to your cart. And it should show up as a free magazine. And there you go. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you PTS for this collaboration. Well, that's all I have to say. See you. Peace. Like and subscribe.